Hello guys and welcome. So in this video I wanted to do a what is Ghost of Tsushima. Now Ghost of Tsushima is a game that's coming out in the third quarter of 2020 made by Sucker Punch. It revolves around a samurai who ep- epitomizes the theory of the ghost style, which is I guess invented for this game, and but he frees or helps to free Tsushima Island during the Mongol invasion of the 13th century. That is all real. So Tsushima exists. The Mongols did invade in the 13th century. Whether the character exists and ghost form, that's all fictional. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to look through some of the trailers and I'm going to explain as much as I can about the game. Now, the game itself is developed by Sucker Punch. I first became aware of Sucker Punch when they released Infamous. Infamous 1 and 2. Love them so much. I'm probably going to make a what is video. Like, even though they came out ages ago, they were so good. But I'll cover that in a separate video. And they're actually some of the only games I've ever platinumed on PlayStation. That's how much I like them. Now, in Ghost of Tsushima, they have said that there is no waypoints. It's completely open world. You'll be able to explore. But they are going for photo realism with the graphic engine. So they're trying to make it as beautiful as humanly possible. Simple as that. And like I said, it's based around the Mongol invasion. So who they are the enemies. Who are they? That's who they are. They were trying to secure Tsushima to further expand the Mongol Empire and then take over Japan. Like, Tsushima Island would have been a staging point for a further invasion. Ultimately, what happened in real life is they were defeated, and on the way back, when they were trying to flee, most of their ships sank. So the Mongol invasion was not only stopped, they were basically their army was obliterated. Now, in what I'll do is, for the benefit of anyone watching this video, I will link to the Wikipedia page about the Mongol invasion, just in case you're interested. It's like, I know that these are video games, and obviously they're very loosely based on reality, but the point is that they almost try and give like a dedication to these various points in history. And then they just obviously add some random hero to the game, and so on. Now, of course, it's very, very brutal. Like, in the last 2 days, we've covered two other samurai games. We've covered Neo and we've covered Sekiro. You know, killing and whatever is not a good thing at all. But it's a point of, in this situation, this guy, the hero, is motivated by saving his land. He's, as far as anyone's concerned, he's doing his civic duty. So it doesn't mean that you get like pleasure out of like attacking all these invaders, but the samurai had their own way of doing things. They did not take prisoners, and also as well, if they were going to be defeated themselves, they would kill themselves. That's how much samurai were dedicated to victory. Simple as that. So they really, it's just a case of do or die. Simple as that. Like, their role is to defend their country as much as they can. Now, of course, since that time, the samurai don't no longer exist. They obviously are not needed in Japan because of of modern times. But they ruled over Japan for hundreds and hundreds of years. So there's a lot of history. There's a long legacy of samurai history in Japan, which I personally find fascinating, absolutely fascinating. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to show some of the environments that they are getting ready for the game. So once we get to the first screen, we will continue. Okay, so here is the first show off of the environments. So they actually did go to Japan to record audio, to capture sound files of how, for example, the birds sing and the environments and so on. They are trying to make this as realistic as possible. I haven't been able to find any information yet of if there is how the leveling and so on works, but we have had a preview come out of what the combat will look like. The combat is based around stealth mostly. So, Ghost of Tsushima, let me now load the next um, environment trailer that they've released. Okay, so continuing on, during E3 2018, they did have a developer panel where they were showing some of the environments that they were getting ready. So, for example, they have this bamboo forest, which looks pretty, and this is all on PlayStation 4. For those speculating, my personal guess is that yes, it will come out PlayStation 4, but most likely it will then have a patch to have higher graphics for PlayStation 5. But that's just my guess. I mean, that would make perfect sense. So let's going through again this video. So this is again from E3. You can see here, absolutely, as far as I'm concerned, absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. So these are, I can't actually say what type of tree it is, but still, it looks absolutely insane, the environments. You can see the amount of work they've had to do. They've done a lot of work on the lighting and so on, because I personally wanted to get into games development, and I remember them telling me at university that a lot of the issue they have is like they've got environments under control. They can do textures well, they can do lighting well, but it's the animations which still are the barrier between complete realism and what you can tell is a video game. So, but like I said, as a result of video games as an art form, you're able to realize in moving pictures what is just in your imagination. You can imagine real worlds which don't actually exist in real life, or take examples of real life and make them more beautiful or more appealing to the human eye. I said moving pictures like I'm from the 1930s or something. Anyway, carrying on. So, like I said, stunning, beautiful, and the thing that makes me the most excited about this game is the fact that Soccer Punch is behind it. Because, like I said, Infamous and Infamous 2 are some of the best games I've ever played ever. Like, they had such great open world mechanics in both of those games that, yeah, I'm looking forward. So they have the right idea. They know how to make interesting games which will last the test of time. I'm sure that a game like this will have a lot of replayability. There'll be rewards for exploring. They've already said that there'll be side quests and so on. So now, for me personally, this represents the next generation. Eventually, we're going to have games, or MMOs, sorry, that look like this. We're going to have an MMO, who knows which one it will be, that will look as beautiful as this, because that's the day I'm looking forward to. Maybe it'll be 5 years from now, maybe it'll 10 years from now, who knows, where we can go around as a group and we can say, oh my god, look at that. That is the day I'm looking forward to. So not just in single player games, but in multiplayer games as well. So carrying on, they showed some more of the foliage. So as you can see there, so very beautiful. You can see the birds flying around, the weather effects. They've already said there will be a dynamic day and night cycle in the game as well. So, and I'm going to assume that there will also be dynamic weather changes as well. So they are making a living, breathing world here. But we are here to, what's it called, to save the day as the Ghost of Tsushima. So, as I say, guys, like, for me personally, this sets a good precedent for the future. There's probably going to be a lot of developers in the future who are going to just pick a random point in history, try and realize it, make it as beautiful as possible, and then bring it to the latest games console. As simple as that. So this opens up endless possibilities. And with PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X launching next year, and 4K 60 being just, let's say, I don't want to say easy to achieve, but easier to achieve, it will give the developers the tools they need to be able to realize these worlds. because a lot of the reason why some games had to be limited in the past was because of, for example, limited memory on the consoles, things like that. But that's not going to be a problem in the future, especially with consoles having 8-core processors and ray tracing and so on. So again, going through. Now, the reality is, though, is that war is ugly, obviously. And one thing that I found, even when I was playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare, is that will we ever cross that boundary when games are so realistic that you end up getting post-traumatic stress because you really feel, your brain interprets that you're really in this war, you're really fighting for survival. Like, I'm personally someone who suffers from severe anxiety, and I've even got my medication over there. And literally, I was playing Modern Warfare, for example, and I had tears running down my face because the sound effects were so realistic. I actually felt like I was in the war. And just so you know, Modern Warfare, I'm not a fanboy of Call of Duty, not at all, but the sound effects of Modern Warfare actually won won the award at the Game Awards this year. So yeah, and that's the question I really have for the future is like, will there be any sort of law or act or anything which will basically say that there has to be a cap on the realism so that they don't cause post-traumatic stress for some of the viewers? Like, so there'll be some people who'll be able to, play in these games and not have it affect them personally, but there will be a section, I reckon, of vulnerable people who will suffer greatly from the realism of these games. So we'll see if that becomes a reality in the future. So, and I'm curious as well if there's any psychiatrists or psychologists or whoever who have an opinion about that topic. Because at the end of the day, like, we as human beings, we are very good at fighting for survival. We unite under the ranks of survival. Like, if all of us are threatened, then we will unite to survive. But in this sort of situation, if you're the lone Ghost of Tsushima against an entire army, how do you feel, really? So a lot of these games, that's why I like gaming as an art form, is because it's about the expression. It's about the feeling of if you were in the shoes of the character you're controlling, how would it make you feel? Potentially, there'll be some people watching this video that thinks, wow, whoa, you're taking this way too literally, way too seriously. But I've grown up on games. I've been playing games now for the last, 24 years. So it's been my entire life, you know what I mean? Like, since I was less than 10 years old when I started playing games. I'm 35 now. So that's the thing. And, even though in theory this era of survival is long history, they have being thrown back into these sort of reality, super realistic games can cause, I reckon, a lot of potential problems for people. But it's not going to stop me playing Ghost of Tsushima. I am very much looking forward to it, and so on. So guys, please let me know in the comments down below. Are you looking forward to the game? What's your opinion of Ghost of Tsushima? There's only so much I could show you because at the end of the day, the game's not out yet. So I'll probably revisit the game when it's fully released and I played it and I make a proper full-on tutorial. But for now, this is a what is video. So summary, Tsushima does exist. Look it up. The events of the Mongol invasion in the 13th century that the game is based around did actually happen. So, and it's going to be an open world game with no waypoints. You'll be free to explore the beautiful photorealistic environments as much and as freely as you like. We haven't really got information yet about gearing and leveling up and so on. That is, we'll see soon. So Sucker Punch, if you're watching, thank you for making such fantastic games. I am a massive fan of Infamous. The Infamous series is amazing. I'll probably make a what is video for Infamous in the future. And yeah, that's it, guys. That's all I wanted to say about Ghost of Tsushima. So anyway, guys, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. You can watch around the video over there. You can watch the latest upload down there. Or you can click down here to subscribe. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.